How did I get into this? Well, this is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a sportscaster. So I chose the local route, which is the pay your dues and local television kind of route, and came up through the ranks, started as a part-time production assistant, moved on as a one-man band. Basically, I shoot, write, and edit, or did that for a period of time. And then I started working with Bright House Sports Network, which was a 24-hour sports network in the region of like Tampa and Orlando. And since we had 24 hours to fill, we carried games, high school games, and I expanded my horizons from just, kind of the reporter, filling anchor role to a play-by-play announcer. And something I, flirted with while at FAMU, because I'd done it for the radio station, but you don't get those opportunities to come across your desk very often. And when you do, you take advantage of it if that's, what your interest is. And I felt like that was a really unique skill set. And there were not a lot of voices that looked like or sounded like me. And I dove right into it. And here I am about, 15 years later, from my journey starting in local television to now network television, and moving from one-man band to play-by-play commentator.
Now, she's a part of history. Y'all heard me say earlier she was the first African American female college football play-by-play announcer. But what you may not know, with that fourth generation of Rattlers that she's a part of, her dad has been amazing. He
Oh,
has made history as well. And I got to give a shout out to him to issueboy.com, because he was the first African American to be a reporter down there in the Tampa area. So
that's
I gotta hear you talk a little bit about that.
right. What you know about theshaboy.com? Oh, that's amazing. Y'all have done some fantastic research. I appreciate it. My father, Dale Green, has been one of my heroes, and I get to interface and see him and hug on him and love on him every day. He's been great because he was such an integral part of what I did. I used to look at pictures of him, with the big afro carrying the camera. That was when they were using film back at that time. And I would hear stories just while I was growing up. Oh, Dale Green, that's your father, that's your father. And he just made such a mark and an impact being here, and what it meant for him to be representing African Americans, Black men, FAMUans, HBCU grads, in a space that was uncommon and unfamiliar at the time, speaks volumes just to I think, the legacy that he's helped to create and leave behind for me. And so growing up, he would tell me two things. You're only as good as your last story, and it's never enough. No matter what you do, it's never enough. You could have the lead story. You go live when I was in local television. That's great. But what have you done for me lately? That means tomorrow, what are you going to do? That everyone has a short-term memory. So constantly just putting a fire under me, creating that extra gear of drive. He has just been one of my greatest role models, one of my best friends, and real happy that I'm his fruit.